Hello, fellow YouTubers. Listen, I'm John Lavelle, and I wanted to show you how you can wire your bonsai limbs for the purpose of bending the limbs. As you well know, you use wire. Now, traditionally, you use wire. You coil it around the branch, and then you bend the coil. Persuading the branch to go in the position that you want, and generally you leave it there for a year or two until the branch has established itself in that position. Now, I don't know, you probably worked with the heavier gauge wires. I find like 5 millimeters. Wow, what a job getting that in place. Especially without breaking off any of the small branches or leading off that main branch that you're trying to bend. You're trying to get that wire around there, and 5 millimeters is real tough to bend. You got to be pretty strong to do it, and I find it really hard to get my hands in there with all the other branches and trying to get this wire in there. It's very, very difficult. So I had to solve that problem, and I thought, well, I know what I can do. So what I do is I'll show you an example here. This is what I did here. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, the shiny thing here, right here. Obviously this is the wire. This is a 5 millimeter wire. This is pretty tough to bend. I have a hard time just bending it in my hand here. It just doesn't bend well. And then if you'll notice, you'll see the stick here. You see this branch, it's coming around. It comes around here, and it comes around here. And these little red things here, I don't know, maybe you can see it better over here. These little red things here, 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 they're pull ties. They're the thing that keeps it in line with the wire. And I'm trying my best here. See, this branch here is kind of dark to see, but anyways, I'll tell you what it's doing. It's following the wire. It goes wherever the wire goes. I put pull ties there to ensure that it doesn't move. Now you can use tape. You don't have to use pull ties. I just use pull ties. And I also left the length on the pull ties so you could actually see them and figure out exactly what he's holding. I forget this part here. This is meaningless. This is the part here that I'm showing. Now you could actually bend the wire along this wire if you want. Bend the branch along this wire if you want to. Now, the benefit of it is you take a look at your branch, you say, okay, this is the way I want it to look. And then you take your wire and you bend it before you even go near the tree and get it to where you want, and then you cut it off, and then you go with the branch and you just start to you put it up against the branch, put a pull tie on, you give that pull tie good tightening, and then you just move up the branch and you keep moving the branch along the curve of the wire, and it's much easier to install. And another thing, you use much less wire. See, when you coil wire, you're actually losing a lot of wire because it's not getting from point A to point B directly. It's going around and around and around and around, so you're losing like 5 times as much wire to do the same distance. So this is the method I use, and it's way easier, and it doesn't hurt the branch either, because a lot of wire can really sink itself. If the branch is growing or anything, it will really sink itself into the bark. And evergreens, they seem to be okay, but a lot of the other trees, the bark is marked for good, and you don't want that. You don't want any witness or any evidence that there was ever a wire there. And I've been using this method for a long time, and I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, I would almost give up on bonsais if I had to do it the other way, because I'm just not strong enough to get my hands in there. And it's just a clumsy job with a lot of branches around to try and coil wire. And get the wire off when you're finished. Wow. you start doing damage getting the wire off. This here, you just take a pair of cutters and you cut the little plastic pull ties, and the wire just falls off, and then you can pound the wire out again, and or you can use it again in the shape it's in, and reinstall it with coil. You don't, you just end up with this big mess of expanded coil. Now it's really hard to work with it because it's just some awkward coil shape that's inflated. Then you gotta try and get it small again around these branches, and the smaller wires are easier, but once you start getting the heavier gauge wires, wow. You know, it's a great idea. It was a good idea, I guess, but it is tough. I know it's tough, and so anyways, that was my bonsai tip there. Give it a whirl. Just try it on one branch and see if it isn't easier. Because I'm telling you from experience, it's easier, way easier. And so it makes bonsai fun. Anyways, that's what I want to tell you. See you later. Bye.